Welcome back, everybody. The name is the King of Fate, and you know what today is. Today is Sunday, and it is chilling with the Fate crew. I don't know if everyone else has their audio on or not, but you know. And we have a question of the day for all of us. This one is from Texas.
Oh
What
boy.
size shoes do y'all wear? Why the fuck do you want to know that?
Well, fucking game crash, lovely.
Well, I
Anyways,
mean,
I'm
if you're
I'm
a lady, 14. If you're a man, I wear 10 and a halves.
Um, Men 8.5, I think ladies 6. I'm not.
I'm a size 13 in men's.
We're a size 14 in men's.
I don't know what size I am in women's.
What? Why are you wearing women? You know what? Never mind.
I said I don't know what size I am in women's because I don't wear them.
I haven't worn them since I was like a little kid, so.
But anyways, as you all know, in 18 days, the game of the year is going to be being posted all over the internet and all over the world and everything, yada yada yada. To see who gets the best, it's like a different categories for everything. So we play and stuff. We're going to be talking about, for game of the year and all that stuff. All right, we Gucci, we Gucci. Now, we're going to talk about for game of the year. Which game of the year do you think should get this? We got A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I haven't looked at Xenoblade, so I can't tell you.
I mean, for me, I will have to vote for Elden Ring. I'm sorry, but don't get me wrong. God of War is good. God of War is good. It's been good ever since PlayStation 2. It's just that playing Elden Ring, it had like 6 different endings with 6 different storylines. And playing different story parts and doing different side quests and everything, it tells you a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, God of War has some good stuff. It's just I don't know, it doesn't seem to fit the favor.
Bless you.
Well,
Bless
I
you.
will say that I'll say two things about God of War. One, it's not called God of War. It is officially Dad of Boy. Secondly, God of War Ragnarok actually does something that I never thought a God of War game would do, and it humanizes Kratos. It makes him emotional. There's a couple scenes in which he actually almost breaks down and starts crying,
It
and it's
makes him
something that I never thought.
unstable.
Well, it puts Kratos in a position that we've never seen him before. Pause.
Yeah, because like in different God of Wars, he was so angry and shit, but now he's just
I prefer seeing him a doggy myself, but
Cody. What the fuck?
That's kind of weird. And aside from the fact that the game is visually just stunning, I mean, it's a really beautiful game. Elden Ring is too, but Ragnarok Ragnarok does it differently because of the landscapes and how different each realm is.
you're saying that the realms weren't very vast and beautiful in their own way in Elden Ring?
I'm just saying that they look better.
How about you, Brent? I mean, you
Obviously, you do if what you fucking say to me is that
and
makes
plus
no
we're all talking
sense.
about Game of the Year. We're all going to make our vote.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
shit.
Um,
I'm gonna shove my foot up your ass.
Well, how about you, Taylor? What do you think should be Game of the Year?
Okay.
To be honest, 90% of those games I didn't recognize, and the only one I did I haven't really played much.
Mm.
Brett, well, back in.
All right. Yeah, right. Well, right back to you though, Brent. So, what did you think? I don't know if you heard the category what we were having, but for Game of the Year awards, who do you think should be in Game of the Year? We got The Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
You haven't even watched gameplay of Ragnarok? Really? Nah. You're
Man,
overrated, Brent.
I'll be careful what
You're
you say.
overrated.
Brent, I will be careful what you say. There's too many people out here who get
Um,
butthurt for that shit.
really, I was having this conversation with Paul, but I don't like the idea that, like, I like the idea, but I don't like the idea that they're trying to merge Greek mythology and the Norse mythology.
Yeah, especially since,
I
Well, and
and
that
like
it's
there's
one
some
thing
things
to
that are attempted to be accurate and some things that aren't. Like
Yeah.
they just it's solely for like cinematic aspects.
So what you're mostly saying is that they should just leave things be and not mix two regions together
Well,
because it costs.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean
and
they would have
it's
just like made it more of like a almost like an alternate universe, right?
Mhm.
I feel like then you know we could have a discussion where I feel like the storyboard itself is a decent, you know, but
yeah, and
the
it's
fact that
yeah,
they're trying to make this like a fluid motion from Greek to Norse because they've done everything they can with the Greek mythos, it's not sitting flush with me. You know, that being my preferred religious belief. I mean, there's just certain stories.
well,
And I mean, this
yeah,
is
and
mostly
it's
just Norse mythology kind of getting convoluted with the constant transcripts, you know?
Yeah.
I can't be mad at them for having some things. Oh, I don't have that. I can't be mad at them for having some things like mixed up. It's pretty easy to do in the story, but I just wish they would have brought people in who have like pretty much figured out the system for doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
well, yeah, and
That way they could get
it's
some actual like inside detail.
yeah, and it's one thing to go and try to merge two different mythos together in one universe, but it's another thing entirely to go and say that it's always been this way, which is exactly what Ragnarok says.
Yeah.
It's like changing the course and all that. Like that is something
Like,
that.
Well,
it's a good
Well,
step.
yeah.
It was just poorly executed.
Now I'm glad that Ragnarok's the last one that covers Norse mythology. But where does that leave? Because the director or the developer of the game has stated that they're not done with after Ragnarok. They're gonna keep making more.
Which means it's
As
probably
long
gonna be
as these
for
things,
a Tracy, Loki,
Atreus.
Yeah, Atreus. I feel like they're gonna do his storyline since he's at the end of the game. He's actually going to be looking for other giants.
well, Cody here hasn't actually watched.
I haven't started it. I'm
Yeah,
waiting for I'm waiting for someone to like legitimately finish it. But from like what I've seen from excerpts and like summarization, and from like the people I talk to within the same religious belief, it's everyone's like saying the same thing, just reworded. I just don't know how I feel about it. Like I'll have to once it's all done. I'd like to give it a real attempt. You know,
All right.
just like from a non-biased position, try to give it a real attempt. I'm just waiting for someone to like finish the gameplay.
MKS and Fire did.
yeah. If you want, a 10-hour video.
Yeah, I don't have time to watch a 10-hour video. Even on my days off, that's
what
time spent watching anime.
Yeah, and what I ended up doing was just watching an all cutscenes video, and it was about 7 hours, but I was able to watch, an hour every day for a straight week and get the entire thing done, while also watching Jack's playthrough because I want to see the gameplay, not just the cutscenes. Because there's actual story in the gameplay itself, not just the cutscenes.
Yeah, through like dialogue.
Yeah.
And Kratos' very famous monologuing where he's talking to himself about how fucked up of a situation he's put himself in. Right?
Yeah.
So my question is Thor really fat and
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Thor is 100%
that's actually
okay, so
accurate.
they actually did something good then.
And that's one thing that I can say I'm very happy about. They didn't take it the whole Marvel direction with Thor being this unbelievably cut guy who doesn't seem like he could drink the ocean away.
No, my biggest problem with Fat Thor was that he was just depressed all the time.
I mean, he did lose his sons.
Well, yes, but that was for the story. And
then plus his dad treated him like shit.
Which was something that I was like going to bring up. Like, there's very few stories where Odin is Thor's dad, and that's just not the route I would have taken that.
Ouch.
That was solely after it got transcribed by some Christian ideology where they believe in Catholicism. It's kind of like westernized, and I just don't know how I feel about it. It's just not something I'd prefer. Because they just went with the whole like Father, Son, Holy Spirit kind of thing, but instead of a Holy Spirit, it's just this fucking spirit of mischief, which is Loki.
Yeah, there's so
it leads to comedic relief, but that's really it.
Yeah, there's so much stuff in Ragnarok that happens that, some of it is spot on with the mythology of Norse, mythos, and then there's some that isn't, like, with Thor actually being a fat man and looking like he could actually drink away the ocean. Where is my objective? There it is. And then there's other things that happen in Ragnarok, like where Loki isn't
a grown man.
Doesn't actually. Just... Well, no, not that. But I mean that Loki, like the World Serpent, is supposed to be Loki's child, right?
Along with Ferdinand.
Yeah, Jormungandr.
Yeah, Jormungandr and is it Fenris or Fenrir?
Sunin and Moonin. It's Fenrir, Fenris.
Okay, so it's the same. Okay.
It's got multiple spellings, much like Thor.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I mean, at least with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they actually did
he has a total of 8 kids.
Along with the horse that we don't talk about.
Yeah, that's my favorite one to bring up.
No, we don't want to talk about the horse
fucking
one.
Horse.
Yeah, and that's something that I for Ragnarok's sake. It's Jormungandr is not actually Loki's child, but instead Jormungandr is just this random ass snake that Loki goes and infuses a giant soul into, and it begins to grow because of the fact that it comes from a giant soul. Or blow up my car, that works too. What?
Regardless, like, once I watch the video, I feel like maybe the way they do things, regardless of, even though it's like mostly just for like cinematic purposes and storytelling, maybe I could like see the route they took and try to understand it. But I feel like if it were to be in the Game of the Year, like choices, the only way to have my vote is if like the visuals alone were enough to kind of counterbalance,
Well, I mean, like, think
what
of
they've
The
done.
Last of Us. Yeah, think of, like, The Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us
That's
Part 2, I was
exactly-
shitty about that one.
Yeah, well, and Last of Us Part 2 was Game of the Year last year. Solely because of just the stunning, like, the graphics were off the charts. I mean, no video game had ever looked that good until that game came out. And I'll admit, it was a terrible game, but the sheer graphics were amazing. The soundtrack was phenomenal.
I felt like the storytelling in 2 was actually pretty good.
I thought it was shitty. I hated how they did Joel. Like,
Well,
if
yeah,
they,
but like
if they,
that's
they
a
could have
biased
killed.
opinion. From
Well,
a
like-
non-biased standpoint, saying you've never seen gameplay or played the other game and you just immediately went to that. I feel like storytelling-wise, they did an okay job. They didn't. They butchered it. Don't get me wrong. They butchered it, but not to the point where you couldn't track the way they were going with it.
I see what they were trying to do. The whole story of, revenge isn't the way. Fucking sounding like a goddamn Jedi story. Revenge is not the Jedi way, but yeah, I see what they were trying to do. That, revenge doesn't bring anything but pain and misery. And that's true, but why do it in a way that, gives Abby, this piece of shit character nobody cares about, everything she wants,
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting death by assassinated
and
by her.
taking every single thing that Abby cares about away from her. Like, granted, yeah, as Ellie, we basically kill everybody that Abby cares about, but that's because she did the same fucking thing. We only ever really cared about Joel and the woman that she stays with and the baby. Inadvertently, the baby and the kid that she I guess is dating.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
yeah, because the kid was the Asian dude's, but he got shot.
yeah, and that's another thing. They introduced all these new characters
And they let him die.
Killed them off. I mean, it literally felt like something straight out of Game of Thrones.
So this is what it feels
but
like a
that's
side
what I'm
character.
saying. If you were to skip the first one, right, you could have seen that as more of a Telltale story kind of gameplay.
So, well, but it's not. See, that's the thing. I actually wished it was something of a Telltale story where, your choices actually do affect what happens. So, us going and fucking around, getting revenge. If we had spared Abby, it would have made more sense for, there to be a life waiting for us back home, not some bullshit where it's, just Abby or Ellie going home to literally nothing.
Yeah, because after watching the ending of that, after she got done with her fight with Abby for the third time, I think it was, yeah, she came home and found out that her house was empty and everything. I'm like, damn, they didn't even get the girl a chance.
And something that I hadn't even noticed, the guitar that she has was Joel's. Mm-hmm. She can't play that anymore because Abby took her finger.
Yeah, one of her fingers, I think. Bit that bitch right off.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of that, the musical soundtrack in that game was phenomenal. Almost top tier.
Yeah. And the reasoning that it won Game of the Year, I understand. But I mean, to have a game that kills off its beloved, original beloved character so quickly. Did those? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, because I do know 2 years ago, the one who had the best voice acting was the guy who played, who was the guy from Red Dead Redemption 2?
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, he won that for best voice acting, and he did a good-ass job, too.
He did. I actually wish that Red Dead 2 would have won, not Last of Us 2.
Yeah, but it didn't get much views because there's a lot of bugs in it before, and there was nothing that Rockstar could do about it. Not until a month later.
Yeah. My biggest problem, though, was that, you have this story about revenge and that it only leads to misery. And you have this entire thing where you literally run through an entire city gunning people down, and there's actual dialogue that when you're mid combat, if you spare them or hold off on killing, like execution style killing
What I
them
want is
for a few
another one.
seconds,
What was that game?
they
Shadow of Mordor?
actually beg you to, yeah, Shadow of Mordor. They actually
I
beg you
want another
to
one of
spare
those.
them. And there's the thing, you know, you go through the entire game killing all these random people, all in pursuit of killing this one bitch Abby because she killed Joel. Now the game could have given you the option at the very end to kill Abby or spare her. That would have made the game 10 times better for me.
Right. That would have been nice to do that.
You have this entire story about revenge, and that it only leads to misery. You know, if you kill Abby, then you are no better than her. But then you spare her, and you lose everything anyways.
See, I would have killed her. I mean, I would have liked it if they gave me a choice. Like, they didn't give me a choice at fucking all. I'm like, damn. So you're just not gonna give me a choice?
I also feel, yeah. Well, and I also feel like the story between Ellie and Joel, you know, about them trying to reconcile about the hospital events, you know, him telling her the truth and all, that had to happen at some point, but it ultimately is pointless because, you know, Joel dies in the first hour of a 7-hour, 8-hour game. I think it would have made way more sense for you to play as Abby first, like right off the get-go. You play as Abby, right, in the aftermath of the hospital. You don't know what the hell's going on. You're going through bullshit, you know, destruction, chaos everywhere, dead bodies, all that, the whole 9 yards. You know, I would much rather. Well, that's, yeah. You know, instead of playing with Ellie for most of the game, not even most of the game, you actually end up playing as Abby more so than Ellie, which really annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, and the one thing that gets me kind of confused was seeing Ellie's flashlight. Like, we get it, her dad. I mean, what if we could have chose that reason? Like, you know, Paul shot Abby's dad in the arm or something, and, you know, let him live. I mean, that could have been something.
And like, if you were to, I just really feel like the game would be 10 times nicer for everyone to like go into it as like, okay, let's just say this isn't canon, right?
I mean, that's
let's
exactly
just
what
say
they
this
did.
isn't canon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just let this, you know, be its own thing.
This is happening. Yeah, this is happening in an alternate universe or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it literally.
Like,
yeah, and
if you were to think of it like that, I feel like altogether the way the game played, the way the story was told, the way the characters were portrayed, would all make more sense and be a whole lot nicer. You just have to go into it thinking, you know, hey, let's just say the first one doesn't actually tie in. It's the same characters, but it doesn't tie. And I just feel like everyone would have like a nicer look at the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they did with Gears of War 5. I mean, at Gears 5, they literally made you choose who you need to kill between JD and can't remember the other guy's name, but it was JD's friend. And the canon one was you get to save JD, but if you chose the non-canon one, you just chose JD's friend. I think it would have been pretty nice if they did something like that.
And I feel like if it's a major decision, like killing off a character who's been in the story, played as by the player, you know, everyone would wish that they would have like more of a hands-on approach as to what happens at that point. But at the end of the day, you know, it's just doesn't actually help at all. You know, if they were to make a third one and it turns out, you know, your choice wasn't right, because you're not going to know it wasn't right until the next one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about
Alright.
let's not fight a fucking abomination. Holy
Alright.
jeez.
Here's our next one.
Nope.
This one is for
You saw me
best
anyways.
game direction. Most of you, this one's getting awarded for outstanding creative directions and designs. We got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray. It's mostly about designing and direction. I don't know. When it comes to direction, it's a tie between God of War and Elden Ring. I mean, Elden Ring didn't have much directing since it's not really much acting involved in it, just storyline telling. But God of War Ragnarok, it did have a lot of directing in it since it's
Hey guys,
Hello.
yeah.
I have some sad news.
Your dog died?
My cat did a couple of weeks ago, but anyway.
Dang, we just trying to talk about something. You just gotta bring us the depressing shit, like bro.
But I have to pop out. My mom needs help at work tonight, and since I know how full the laundry, like how the hotel likes it, she's asking me help.
Or just get a job there.
I can't.
What?
They won't take me because I don't have my own car.
Well, then how are you getting there?
I'm driving with my mom.
But you don't
She works
drive.
tonight. She drives. I don't.
Then why don't you both get a job?
She has a job. I can't get it. They will not accept me. I have interviews.
You just let them know that your family works there and just pair your shifts.
They won't let me.
I will say one thing though, if they make Stray get Game of the Year, I'm going to have a fit.
I don't feel like Stray brings anything to the table.
It's just a
Yeah,
game of
guys.
being a
Get
fucking
Game of
cat.
the Year.
Alright, you take care of Dragon Rage.
It doesn't bring anything to the table.
You're just literally doing
Like,
what cats
anything
do.
viable.
Just going through alleyways. The only difference is that cat has a fucking backpack or some shit.
Yeah, that cat has a fucking backpack. I'd like to know how that works.
I want to know who he got the backpack from. What kid was like, I want to put a backpack on this fucking cat?
What do you mean? The robot gives you the backpack.
What the
Have you
fuck?
guys not watched gameplay of it? Listen, I was actually kind of interested in it, you know? And then I, like, watched the full game all the way through, and now I just know that it brings nothing to the fucking table, okay? So,
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a fun game like that. You're playing a game as a cat to do cat things with
Yeah,
other
and
cat
it's-
people.
it is literally, like, as story-driven as it gets. It's like old fucking Lego. Like 2000 Lego. Alright? You don't get any choices. It tells you where you need to go, but it doesn't give you directions. So you're wandering.
In real life,
Ah,
probably fucking all that other shit. I mean, the cat that Mama Hell had fucked.
it's just like... It's just a fucking goofy game. And it just doesn't... There's no, like, meat and potato to the gameplay. It's just you wandering around looking at, like, taking the scenic route to places. Because it doesn't give you any direction.
Isn't there an actual story though for that game?
Yeah, there's like an actual story. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase this. There's objectives, right? But for any like backstory as to what the fuck's going on, that's all lore driven. You have to find fucking collectibles, and then it gives you lore, and it's yeah.
So it's like
But
finding
this cat got sent to adoption.
It's very weird for sure. just doesn't have anything. There's like no redeeming quality to that game outside of just visuals, and that's all they were doing. But I guess that's pretty much the go-to for like just about anything Sony exclusive. Is let's just make the visuals as nice as we can for the half-assed, internals for running.
Unless it's God of War or any of the really popular titles, then they actually put some effort into it.
No, they put in a lot of effort to like visual detail, right? For like Sony exclusives, a lot of emphasis on visual detail. But that's where that ends. Like God of War has an okay story most of the time. Really, it's just a beat 'em up with quick time events if you just boil it down. It doesn't mean that it's a bad game. Honestly, I feel like it's decent. It's just God of War is on computer. Stray, unless you had a creation code, you couldn't actually get for a little bit on computer. It just wasn't something they were worried about, and it definitely shows when you start playing it. And I just can't see it being Game of the Year. But obviously, like,
I mean, the
it's
only
a
mod I
rigged
liked
system.
about
They
it,
already
the
know
one
who's
mod I
winning.
did like from Stray was what was it? The CJ. I couldn't get my head around that shit.
That CJ
like,
mod was fucking hilarious.
I was just like, yo, what the fuck, CJ?
But yeah, there's really no redeeming qualities to it.
Now, for Horizon Forbidden West, it was alright. Nothing fully wrong with it. I just didn't understand the whole, saving your past self from.
But like,
Wait, is Brent audio on?
what aggravated me, right? Last year, no, the year before, Nier Automata came out, and it never got a Game of the Year like title or award for anything. And I feel like out of everything else that was coming out at the time, with Nier Automata,
yeah,
I feel like it of all games probably should have hit Game of the Year in several different categories. And yeah, I guess like there is an argument to be had as to like that being a niche game itself. It's an entire story that came off of a game from the 90s, and it was an Easter egg ending to that game. But it was just way more ahead of its time. It aged well. I still play it. Even though I've already beaten it, I like it. It's just got a lot of replay value. And I'm just not finding that with a lot of newer games coming out.
Right.
And I don't know about anyone else, but like, I never felt like God of War had a whole lot of replay value, because once you play it once, you pretty much know everything that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the God of Wars was literally, like, on the original ones before, before he had a son and everything. It was mostly just him wanting revenge on the people who fucked him over when he purposely killed his daughter and his wife.
Purposefully?
I mean, Zeus really did kind of fuck him over, though.
Yeah, Zeus fucked him over by not telling him that the village he was slaughtering was home to his wife and daughter. He didn't.
And they made him kill his
Kratos
own
didn't know his wife and daughter
allies.
were there. Yeah, because he was doing Ares' bidding.
Wasn't Ares the former god of
in
war?
order. Yes, Ares is the god of war.
Oh.
Kratos wanted the power of a god to defeat his enemies in combat, and for Sparta. So Ares granted him that power, but screwed him over in the process. Oh my god! Fucking Krasny Soldat just chilling in a garage. I walked up behind him and he just looked at me and walked away. That's terrifying. Yeah. And Ares, it was either Ares or Zeus, I think it was Zeus, commanded him to slaughter an entire village to please the gods. So he did, only when he discovered that, his wife and daughter were among, that back punch. He discovered that his wife and daughter were among the ruins of the village. He went after Zeus. I think he had already killed Ares at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think Ares was the big boss at the end of the first game.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that was the first. Yeah, it was the first one. Because Ares was a tough son of a bitch, kept spamming that same move over and over again.
But no, Ragnarok actually, I think Ragnarok's going to have a lot of replayability. I don't know if 2018 had this, but Ragnarok has actual side quests that take you to the other realms. And there are portions of each realm that you can't access until after you get certain items, certain weapons, by playing the main story. So it has replayability, but it's not much. So it did not.
Didn't really sell well.
Well, no, it sold fine. And each side quest unveils a little bit of foreshadowing or lore bits, or Kratos talking about his past, about him killing the gods of Greece, talking about how he'll never be able to walk among the he'll never be able to walk among Olympus ever because of his. No, he was talking about it was something about him not being able to go to Olympus anymore, because of his misdeeds against the gods.
Well, in all fairness, didn't he absolutely just fucking trash Olympus?
He did destroy it, and then he wanted to start his life all over, start anew.
Yeah, after he destroyed Olympus, he left. He left the area that he was in. I can't think of the name of it. But after he destroyed Olympus, he left and sailed for a lonely island, which is where God of War 2018 takes place, where he meets Faye as his child Atreus, who then becomes Loki, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And each side mission respectfully does add a lot to the game. I mean, there's pieces of the game, there's bits of lore here and there that you would, like, not necessarily fun facts, but like almost important details for the main story, that you would have never noticed if you don't do them.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't.
That's basically what what's that hacking game? The first one, we had a main character called Aiden Pierce.
Watch Dogs?
Yeah, Watch Dogs. That's exactly what Watch Dogs did. Just had a bunch of side missions that were crucial to the main story. There,
yeah, but I don't know if, like, measuring replayability for like story necessity is, I just don't know if that's something you could like. I don't know if it's a good basis, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Alright, so,
Like,
our next thing we have is best narrative, mostly for outstanding storytelling and narrating development in game. So we have
I would
Plague
definitely
Tale,
say-
Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality.
well, that one's definitely not going to go to Elden Ring. Elden Ring really,
Yeah, Elden Ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elden Ring
right,
didn't really
shit
have a
for
story
you.
mode.
there's
I mean,
there's
Elden Ring's
not
just
even
like
a tutorial. Okay, so like we
There actually
can't
is a
really
tutorial.
expect it to narrate.
there is a tutorial if you jumped on the well, but other than storytelling, it doesn't really have it.
Well,
Yes, you jumped on a well and you had to fight some mini boss. It gives you little tips and everything on how to do it. I don't know why.
look, bro. Giving the rundown of, oh, this is how you're gonna be abused. You know, I don't think that fucking tutorial. The tutorial helps you figure out what you're doing in the game, not how to play. Like, yeah, how to play it, right? Controls and shit. But it also tells you what the fucking point of what you're doing is, and they just don't do that. It's just hey, here's an optional portion that 85% of players have skipped over, right? And this is just how you play. These are the controls. We're not going to tell you what your mission is.
I mean, wasn't that how every
You're
Dark
going to
Souls game
get out
was?
of this well. You're going to get called a virgin. And then you're going to get beaten up by some guy on a horse.
I remember the first time I did that, I was like, okay, I thought it was a friendly guy. I didn't think it was an enemy, and I saw a big ass health bar. I'm like, holy shit, that's a fucking boss. Wait a minute, I wasn't prepared. I didn't think I had to fight a big ass
It's
boss.
just fucking foul, bro.
I was so
It's just
heated.
like, hey, let's have nothing around the spawn but this one mini boss. So players go up and think, oh, this is just a common enemy. No, you're gonna get fucked up for
when it comes to
15,
story-
20 minutes.
When it comes to storytelling, it's a tie between the Plague Tale and God of War. Because with the Plague Tale, the sister's trying to find a cure for her brother because he has some type of weird disease thing that's going on that helps him control, I don't know, rats, I guess? In the story mode, he was controlling rats. It was kind of weird. And I guess there's some knights who wants to either A, help him control it, or B, try to kill him. I mean, they were really trying to kill him, and then they kind of just killed his whole family. Kind of fucked up, but... And that was just him and his sister trying to find a way to get this cure. And just finding out there's not really much of a cure for it. And, you know, they give you a decision if you want to kill your brother or not. I mean, like...
I
was
mean,
told-
Automata just let you kill yourself. Like,
I was
you
told
can load
by
into the game and get
somebody
an
who
ending.
played it that literally at the end, all of it doesn't matter because he just dies anyways. And I was like, why don't you just kill the little fucker? And she was like, well, he's essential to the story. I was like, he must not have been if they just murder him at the end anyways.
So it's not even a choice. He's just, nah, fucking kill this little kid.
No, he's a responsibility is what he is.
Mm.
He's a liability. They're close, but
Well, you're responsible for taking care of him up until his inevitable death.
So he was going to die anyway. He did have a disease. I mean, damn. I mean, might as well just kill him off. I don't know why his parents were fighting so long to keep him subdued and everything. Like, he was going to die anyway. Kid was controlling rats.
I really hate how people play Shoot House.
Alright, here's our next one for best art directions, and like, you know, for best art designs and animation. We got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. I mean, Horizon Forbidden West did a little bit good because of the coloring, but yeah, I don't know. I might have to give it to Horizon.
I will say that as far as like gameplay goes, Plague Tale definitely has some very, like, how it goes about telling its story. Has some very interesting gameplay mechanics. Like, you controlling the rats, that's really cool. I've never seen anything like it.
If you want to control rats,
Play
just
a
go to
game
New
that
York
let me
City.
control rats. Or just play Dishonored 2.
I remember controlling the rats on Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, you
I
could
felt-
have an army of rats that you could control. I mean, I'm saying that's pretty badass.
Yeah, my first time playing that, I felt so. I don't know how to feel. Like, it felt like I had to watch that guy slowly get mauled to death by a lot of rats. I'm like, dang. Like, I just really watched this man get mauled by rats in front of me.
But I've never actually played Dishonored.
Dishonored 2 deserved its Game of the Year title, let me tell you.
Didn't it get it in like 2015 or something?
I don't know. I don't remember. Brent, you remember when Dishonored 2 came out?
No, sir.
All I know is both the first and the second one had a Game of the Year award. And I gotta say, it was pretty well deserved. Like, the controls were kind of weird, but after you got used to them, you just didn't really even notice. They were designed for functionality, not like comfortability. But it played super well. The story was good. And for the time, it was rather breathtaking to like watch and play. It had really good visuals, and an army of rats is really hard to compete with.
I will say the one thing when it comes to best art designs, I mean, Elden Ring does have some good stuff. It does make you feel like you're back in medieval times. But I want to give it to for Horizon Forbidden West only because the way they actually do their their enhanced art direction, showing what goes where. Like even going up against robotic animals that's trying to kill you. I was pretty done with that. I mean, trying to figure out and the color, like each of the colors of the animals know what elemental weaknesses like you have to use against it. Like if the snake had red glowing on him, it shows hey, its power is fire. Got to use ice and water. I mean, that's one thing I did like about Horizon.
Also, on a separate story, or just an entirely different foot, Brent, you remember that Dragon Hunter game we played on mobile? That had us hooked for like 4 or 5 months before we just became kind of overpowered in it.
Say what?
You remember that like dragon hunting game where we were fucking fighting behemoths?
Yeah, Dragon Project, yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently got a sequel coming out.
Ooh, time to fucking ruin fucking. No, not another mobile game that's gonna have me hooked for a while.
I was hooked for at least half a year.
Yeah, like the last
Again.
one, dude. Fuck.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's what I think when it comes to best
I
art.
haven't heard anything about this Horizons game. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I did like the mod for a bit until they had to cut it off because people were getting really upset, especially a lot of no offense to females, they were getting upset about the whole sexuality thing.
To really silly ass thing to get upset about. I mean,
Oh
her
no,
body, her
because
choice.
someone made a mod of her, bare ass naked.
Her body, her choice.
I'm confused. Who had a naked model thing?
No, a mod had made her body, bare
Made
ass
who?
naked. The girl from what's this game? Horizon Forbidden West.
Hey, and
I'm
And
just trying to figure out when we're gonna get an Xbox exclusive worth talking about.
all right, here's the next one that's coming up. Let me the best score and music. Mostly the best video game that had the best music. We have The Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I don't know. I'm inclined to give it to Ragnarok, but again, I've aside from Elden Ring,
I mean, Elden
Ragnarok
Ring has some good ass
is
soundtrack music.
literally. Well, but aside from Elden Ring, Ragnarok is the only one that I've actually had true exposure to.
I mean, just
I've never
understandable.
played or watched any gameplay of what's it called? Horizon Until Dawn. A buddy of mine called it Verizon Until Dawn, which had me fucking laughing. And Plague Tale Requiem, I've only seen bits and pieces of the gameplay, which is just from the trailers. So aside from what I've seen in the trailers, I don't know much about the game at all, other than the basic story that it's trying to tell. Ow! Jeez, guys, get away from me.
I mean, Horizon didn't really have much of a music thing to me. I mean, they don't seem like the music type. And that's just me being honest. I don't know. They don't really have upbeat music like that. Because I remember about 2 years ago. Do you remember the game Detroit Become Human?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Didn't
that was the
game
one.
actually win Game of the Year?
No, but it did win Best Storytelling. I was quite upset that he didn't win, though. I mean, okay, that's a major lag right there. I mean, the voice actors were pretty good on Detroit Becoming Human. They made us feel like you were actually playing some actual robot.
I feel like Detroit Become Human was only good for the memes that came out of it. Like, there's more memes than there are actual gameplay. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the game's mostly all about making
Whoa!
choices in
Fuck
the
out
game.
of here!
I mean, it's mostly a butterfly effect game.
Yeah, and like that's sick. I wish there was more of those.
I mean,
But the problem is we can't get any of those on Xbox because for some reason they're all fucking PlayStation exclusive or on.
What do you mean, Cody? We have
PC.
Rocket League.
That's not a butterfly effect. That just makes you hate life.
That's butterfly. Never. I'm just gonna be quiet now.
Butterfly L effect.
Retard.
Oh no, bro.
But yeah, Elden Ring will have to get my best one for that for best music.
You're slow, bro. Like a Pokemon I do not catch. I don't go anywhere but where the money at.
All right, next one we got for best audio design, mostly for best game audio and sound design. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring,
Nope.
God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden West.
Gran Turismo, I gotta say, has very, very good car sounds. Like, they're pretty fucking spot on, dog. I feel like Gran Turismo 7 might be one of the better Gran Turismos since, like, PlayStation 3. Mostly because I didn't have an Xbox at the time, so I can't really, like, quote it with a 360 game. I played it on PlayStation 3.
Wasn't Gran Turismo that, game that, I know it's like all about racing, but you could do all the other stuff on here, like racing a motorcycle and all that?
I don't think there's motorcycles in Gran Turismo.
No, there's not.
At least not that I know of. Are you you might be thinking of the Crew.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Which, by the way, I hated. I hated the Crew.
Why do you
I
think-
thought it was going to be a fantastic game, and then I realized almost all the vehicles are behind paywalls, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of trash. You couldn't do anything like super fun to your vehicle unless you went and bought a DLC for it, and it's like, well, why?
Isn't that literally what Forza is, though?
No.
No,
Forza
was
Horizon
mostly just
4.
Forza lets you at least
Forza-
tune the vehicle. It at least lets
Yeah,
you
but
put
to
whatever
get
kind of
said
drift springs or whatever you
vehicle,
want
though.
on it.
Yeah,
You-
but to get
you
said
get
vehicle, you
maps.
have to that you have to buy.
You get maps that you have to buy. They don't have like standard vehicles behind fucking paywalls.
Yes, they do.
So I
Car
guess
packs, buddy.
So I guess Gran Turismo. might be
Okay,
that
well
one
the
then.
car pass, yes-ish, but I mean the Crew literally didn't let you do anything but put like street performance shit on your vehicle. You couldn't tune it. You couldn't set it up for like off-road racing without buying a DLC for off-road racing.
That's bad.
All right, so next up we have best performance. Mostly they're going to be awarding someone who has the best voice acting. We got Ashley Birch, who voiced the main character of Horizon Forbidden West. We got Charlotte McBurney, who voice acts the sister in The Plague Tale Requiem. We have Christopher Judge, who voice acts Kratos in God of War Ragnarok. We have Manon Gage, who voice acts, I guess, the main character. I don't know. I haven't seen that game. From Immortality. And then we got Sonny Soljic, who voices Atreus, whatever his name is, from God of War.
Atreus.
Yes, Atreus.
Yeah.
From God of War Ragnarok. I voted for Christopher Judge. He does a good voice acting for Kratos.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. Out of all the voice actors for Kratos there have been, Christopher Judge is by far my favorite.
Wasn't there only like two?
I think there's been 3.
And they all been black dudes. Imagine, I just not thought about that. Oh, the Kratos voice actors were all black dudes. I'm not even.
I can't believe I just got TK'd just so a teammate could fucking deny it. I'm so fucking appalled.
But yeah, Christopher does deserve that award. All right, next up we got the best games for impact, just for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or a message. We got the Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endling Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, and I was a teenage exocolonist. I don't know any
I
of these
thought you were
games.
about to say that. I thought you were about to say teenage.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
I thought, yeah. No, I think
What? He's on
Dude,
Nickelodeon on Nicktoons, bro. What? Are you good?
Bro,
I
I'm gonna be real. When I was
every
that when we were like
fucking
kids?
Did you watch the Rule 34 video on
What?
on
What the fuck?
Tell me.
What the
He
fuck?
said, I loved my childhood so much, I want to see it naked.
Bro, what the fuck? Y'all need to stop speaking gibberish.
Alright,
And Cole,
Rule
you need to
34
just shut the fuck up altogether. You done stepped over. You done stepped over.
No, I'm being serious. There's a Rule
no,
34
I don't
video.
want to
No,
hear
we just said no. You don't have to continue.
No.
We said no.
You went too far, my man.
No.
Yes.
Alright, next up
Never
Next
too
up
far.
is the best ongoing game, mostly awarded for the game for outstanding development of outgoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
I have to go
My
with Final
opinion is
Fantasy.
very biased.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go with Final Fantasy.
I don't
My opinion
know.
very
I mean,
biased.
Apex Legends, it does give you experience over time.
It makes you hate your fucking life. You're right.
That's pretty
My
much it.
opinion is biased,
It
and I'm
just-
sticking with Apex.
It just makes you fucking hate everything.
I'm just saying.
I think-
I'm sticking with my biased opinion, and it's Apex.
I mean, yeah, Apex makes
We
you
obviously know it's not going to Destiny 2 because they can't even release story without putting it behind a paywall.
Damn.
Genshin Impact, everyone I've met that played that game has seemed mostly pedophilic. So I couldn't imagine that fan base would be all that well respected.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Destiny 2 was alright. I mean, I'm still upset that they can bring Crow back, but they can't bring my nigga Cade back. I was heated. I'm like, bro, how you do my man Cade like that? Cade did nothing wrong. Alright, next up we got the best indie games. We got Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic.
I
didn't
didn't
know.
really like
Are we
Cult of the Lamb.
Word you
Wait,
said.
what?
We got the best indie games. Mostly,
Games
it
like
had
FNAF.
good stuff. Not much story in it, but it had something in it.
I felt like Cult of the Lamb was a really good standalone indie game.
I didn't.
I don't know if you guys ever watched videos of like gameplay of like Binding of Isaac.
I don't. Man, what? No.
So it's pretty much
You
just a
would've-
dungeon. It's like a dungeon crawler, but like an old top-down style dungeon crawler. And you'll get like power-ups and shit that'll change like your moveset, and it's completely randomized. So you might have a really good run. But on top of that, like while you're like going through getting power-ups, you'll find people who are lost in the dungeon, and you could like either sacrifice their soul for a power-up, or have them join your cult. which will then give you like power ups over time.
Right.
Honestly, it's a super good game. If you guys haven't seen any gameplay on Cult of the Lamb, it's very fun to watch. It's rage-inducing to play, by the way. If anyone, for some reason, just hates their day, just needs something to blow off steam, Cult of the Lamb's super fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I voted for Sifu because, I mean, there's not much you could do with Sifu besides fight your way to kill some people who killed your master or father, whatever the fuck he was.
Yes. And I actually did. Probably would have been. Yeah.
But it
I
has
love
some
it
good
when
stuff
people
to it.
just rush the fuck out of the objective, not giving me any time to fucking try to set up.
So.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. I stepped on a part of the tub.
Bro, we're going into a fucking holdout objective. We're on round 6 because they keep skipping the rounds.
This way. Next thing I know, I'm right
For you.
and at the box.
But yeah. Next up we have is the best mobile game of all time. We have Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal,
No.
Genshin Impact, Marvel
No,
Snap,
no,
and Tower of Fantasy.
no, and no. Just none. That enough. Just none.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people have been playing Apex Legends Mobile a lot. That was kind of my vote on there.
Those are just people who fucking want to think they're good at the game, so they play a mobile version.
That's mostly what phones are made for. It's just people to play that instead. It's like, you know what? I don't like you guys playing this game, so I'm gonna play my damn self.
Where the fuck did I pick up a cluster mine?
Alright, next up we have the best community support. These games are going to be recognized as a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2,
Not Apex.
Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky does have a
no.
pretty interactive developer team.
I mean, Fortnite's
No
not
Man's
being
Sky was
either.
my shit. I miss.
No Man's Sky
I
had
wanna
me hooked
re-download
for
it,
a long
honestly.
time.
I mean, Apex was alright, but I voted for Destiny 2. I mean, they do get some patches every now and then. Storyline, I don't understand, but they get the
No
patches
Man's
out.
Sky is. No Man's Sky has an entire Discord specifically for players to like speak with developers personally. They're very hands-on with that game. It's a super good community.
If me kidding, what? Pause.
And for the most part, they're rather understanding, with it being what is a universal exploration.
Dude, that I tell you what, I want to re-download that game.
I don't think I've met friendlier developers in the Discord.
And next up, we have Best Innovation in Accessibility. These games are going to be recognized for softwares and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. We have As Ducks Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. I voted for The Last of Us Part 1 because it does give you a lot of stuff to do on there. Was it sad? Yes. Was it some stuff you didn't want to do but you had to? Yes. But you do get to do some good stuff. There was stuff that you could create. But yeah, that's mostly how I feel about The Last of Us, though, because The Last of Us did have a good storyline.
Yeah, but I don't think they did anything that was like new age on technology. Everything there was pretty much like it has been there. Outside of the that little trackpad on those PS4 controllers letting you play the guitar, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, but that was on Last Post.
But I don't think they've done anything like super innovative.
All right, next up we have the best VR games of all time. We have After the Fall,
Beat Saber.
Among Us,
Super hot.
Bone Lab, Moss Book Part 2, and Red Matter 2.
Bone Lab. for sure.
Bone Lab was pretty sweet.
What is Bone Lab?
I haven't played it, obviously, because I don't own a VR, but
I want to get a VR, honestly. We all get VR together.
the gameplay I have seen, though, Bone Labs is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this Bone Labs.
I don't know how I would explain Bone Labs.
But you know what I really want to talk about as far as VR games? Fucking Skyrim VR. Let's talk about how Todd Howard. Let's talk about how Todd re-released the same game, but for VR.
How he released.
And somehow made it way better.
Next up we have the
I
best
feel
action
like-
game of all time. For best game in action genre focused primarily on combat, we have Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
None.
I don't know. I mean, Bayonetta 3 is pretty amazing. I haven't seen a made a game in so long.
Look,
And then-
there is one game. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Bulletstorm or something.
Bulletstorm was pretty good.
That had some phenomenal action sequences in it.
Cole. Mike said you have tomorrow off if you want it.
No, Cole can work tomorrow. I'll take it off tomorrow.
No, because you're the reason why we need to redo the schedule, so you have to be there. But if you want tomorrow off,
man.
Yeah,
Want
I guess.
out of fucking work.
I guess I'll
so
take
much.
tomorrow off. It's fine.
if you don't want it, you can still come in. But
So
me and Mike are
I don't
literally
know,
only going to be doing scheduling.
I might. It's a tie between Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Bayonetta 3
What is?
for best action game.
Bayonetta 3. Haven't even, seen gameplay of it yet, but Bayonetta 3, out of spite for how Modern Warfare 2 has been going. I'm currently playing it, and I'm hating everything about it.
That's what you
It's
said about
had
the
a
last
very-
Call of Duty.
Very poor release.
So has literally every single Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare.
I didn't play the beta for 2019, but I'm sure it wasn't nearly as bad as this.
All it was horrid.
I didn't
Not
play
being
the
able
beta
to get
for
into fucking
2019
games
either.
and shit. Not being able to play with your boys. Not being able to fucking deal with your fucking classes because I want to keep bringing up Warzone classes.
They said, hey, play Warzone. Hey, play Warzone. Hey.
Trying to force me into playing this free-to-play fucking game, even though they forced me to spend money on this title.
Well, yeah, Warzone is a
That I didn't
title
buy.
from
That I didn't buy.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. Glad you're game sharing with me. Anyway,
I'm glad we're back
Overall-
sharing, honestly.
terrible. Just an awful game. But Bayonetta 3, my man. You want to talk about a game with some fucking replay value? Bayonetta has never not had replay value. Bayonetta is one of those games that like give you cheat codes after you beat the game that you can start purchasing like in this in-game store that isn't like needing actual money. You could get Gatling gun heal, and they just have infinite ammo. Pretty sweet. They also had like joke weapons in Bayonetta that you like had to beat the game X amount of times before like it actually show up, and it was like a surprise when it showed up. It's like, oh, that's new. What the fuck is this? And then you start questioning if it's always been there.
Yeah, I do know
I
around
like Bayonetta.
2017, the best storyline went to Devil May Cry.
I can't believe I just won that. That was a 2v1. So what are you doing, Brent?
Playing Modern Warfare.
Oh. And I'm over here fucking queuing by myself. What the fuck?
Absolutely, buddy. I'm fucking grinding out cameras. So I play objective modes. That way people move around, but I don't play the objective. You know what I mean? I let my team do that.
Yeah, I'm currently camo grinding for this pistol. Just for like
Which one?
shits and giggle purposes. X12.
Fucking
I just
dope.
went I just went and got my X13 to level 10 so I could fucking use camo for that fucking suppressor.
Yeah, my
And the teammate just
S13s
shot me
are
in my ankles.
my S13s are level 11, and my all my other pistols are max level, and all of them are gold except for the X13, which I need to level up, but I don't feel like using it, and I'm just kind of going with like this refusal of using the weapon at the moment. So right now I'm working on shotguns.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm using the worst shotgun at the moment, which is the Expedite.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, do I want to use shotguns, or do I want to use battle rifles? Because there's only 4 of both.
Yeah, all my battle rifles are gold, so I need to do long shots for this. And my AR's gold, got like 4 of those plat.
Next
Hold
one
on,
is
someone's talking
Best
about me. I
Action
hear
and
my name.
Adventure. For the Best Action and Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. We had The Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic.
I mean, Ragnarok has some puzzles. Like,
They,
puzzle solving is part of the game itself. But it's not like puzzles. Like, it's not overly. Like,
but they do have action and adventure games, though. I mean, it is a good action adventure.
it is, yeah. But as far as the puzzles go, it doesn't lean too heavily into the puzzles.
But yeah, I think God of War might get that one for Best Action Adventure. Well, that was something, but okay. Next one goes for best role playing game of all time: Elden Ring, Live a Live, Pokemon Legends, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I voted for Elden Ring because people.
The answer is me, actually. I've been
I play the
Scott
fucking
played
victim.
since I was little.
Stop.
That's where you stop right there. That's a red flag.
It's supposed to be a role-playing game. What fucking role am I playing? The fucking victim?
On the other hand, as far as you really feeling the pain that your character's going through, I definitely have to say Elden Ring. Because it really just turns you into the victim of sex work.
You literally get turned into a human punching bag most of the
You
game. Unless
you get raped until you don't.
Yeah, you're either dominating the entire thing, or you are a human punching bag, getting bent over, slapped with no lube, no spit, nothing.
I mean, it is a good role playing game. I do love Elden Ring a lot. Next up, we have the best fighting game of all time. For the best game designed by primary around head-to-head combat: DNF Duel, JoJo Bizarre's Adventure, King of Fighters, Multiverse, and Sifu. I voted for JoJo Bizarre's Adventures. I'm sorry.
Wait, we're talking about fighting, like combat, like fighting games,
Yes.
and we're not bringing up the fucking multiverses.
That's what
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
the multiverse, you fuck.
Multiverses, whatever.
I already brought it up anyway.
I voted for JoJo Bizarre's Adventure. I mean, I seen it.
Of
Everyone's
fucking course you did.
Look,
Bro, can you
everyone's
suck this
playing that.
kid's dick
Look,
any fucking
everyone's been
harder,
playing the
you
game.
fucking
I wanted to
pedophile.
join the game. They're always a pedophile.
Bro, he's a child. Hop off his dick.
I'm not
Snowball.
doing anything.
You are cock grinding this fucking anime, and I'm not gonna keep
I'm
pretending
not.
like it's not happening.
Look, they didn't have Demon Slayer on here, so I just voted for JoJo. And plus the other games I haven't played.
Jesus Christ.
I only play it because it has some good combos. I'm still learning how to play the game.
I don't want to hear shit from you saying anything as good combos when you play Jump Force, motherfucker.
Well, I was tearing people up in that bitch. You can't be mad at me.
All it was is button mashing.
How is that button mashing? I just know
That's
the
that
combos.
whole game. That is the entirety of that
I just know
fucking
the
game.
combos.
My ass. You just know how to hit B way quicker than everybody else.
No,
Fuck
I
out of
don't.
my face.
That's a great fucking insult. You just
I just know
how to
my
hit-
Jesus
timings.
Christ.
You're just late on timing. I mean,
You
look
just need to quit sucking so much dick.
don't get mad at me because you keep losing to me and Raging Blast
Bro,
2.
listen, JoJo was a trash anime and a trash fucking game to come out of it.
Don't get mad because your shit's not on here.
There was no fucking plot. This man literally got turned down by an already taken girl and
It wasn't
decided,
just that. He just
that's
hated
enough for
JoJo.
me to just decide I'm just going to go and bully this fucking family line for the rest of my life. Oh, what's that? I have a chance to become immortal? Yes, endless torture for this family line.
He was a
Bro, what he
vampire,
was
so.
a creep. Theo was a terrible fucking villain. And with a terrible villain, there isn't a very good hero. I really wish we could just get past the idea that that was a good fucking anime.
I didn't say it was a good anime.
Trash. I
I just enjoyed the game.
The game's dog shit. It came from a dog shit anime. It just there's no if, ands, or buts about it. There's no in between.
We're gonna get a lot of hate comments from some JoJo fans sooner or later. I can just feel it.
Bro, any one of them of age can lift just absolutely leave a hickey on my left testicle. That's where I'm at with it. That was dog shit anime. That's all. Anyway, what were the other options for this fighting games?
We had King of Fighters, Multiverse.
I'll be honest, I kind of like Multiverse.
I mean, it was alright, except for those fucking fit mains.
No, you want to talk about a game with some actual skill?
Man,
Talk
fuck
about a
you and
game
your
with some
fit mains.
actual combos.
I didn't
Bro,
even
those-
use Finn.
There
Not
are
once.
some heavy combos and a lot of multi-button prompts for Finn. I got nothing but respect for people who can use Finn good.
Get the fuck out of here, Cody. You're not talking shit about. Okay, I understand Snowball saying fuck Finn mains because for real, fuck Finn mains.
Those backpack
But-
spins they do? Fuck that.
I'm be real. I don't know what. Okay, listen. I installed that game to play with Brent. We played one time in the customs and realized we couldn't go for 3 people, and then they never touched it again. And I'd played it since
I'm
then,
sorry, I wanted
and
to
I
play
was-
with fucking all the homies.
and I was playing, and I got to a point. I was dealing with Finn mains that were hitting me with some actual fucking combos and not button spam. So I don't know if there's like skill-based matchmaking.
No, those buttons that they're pressing are a few buttons from each other, and it's literally just the same combo over and over, buddy.
But there's some very solid backpack
Juggles, yes.
juggles, and timing is important in that game. I'm just saying, right? It almost made me feel like I was going against myself as Mewtwo. All right,
Really? They
Those
added
motherfuckers had
Mewtwo in that
down.
game?
no, if they added Mewtwo, ain't nobody gonna be.
I mean,
No
not gonna
one's
lie,
gonna enjoy their
Multiverse is
time.
mostly just playing Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's why I like
dropped
it.
72 fucking kills with a shotty.
I need 10 more ADS kills.
Dropped 72 kills with a shotty. That doesn't seem right.
How many deaths
I need-
did you have?
54.
Okay.
Our next one
balance.
goes to best family games of all time. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars:
No.
The Skywalker Saga, Super
Pause.
Mario.
There was a new
Rabbids.
Kirby game?
Yes.
Yes, Cody.
What?
Nintendo
Continue,
Switch
Snowball.
Sports and Splatoon 3. I voted for Lego
You said-
Star Wars because, they added some new things to it.
I'd say Star Wars as well.
Lego Star Wars is one of those games for any ages. So I could definitely see that being a really decent family game.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Mario with Rabbids, I mean, it was a good cross play and everything,
Uh,
but I didn't.
But I
really-
couldn't imagine Splatoon to go very well as a family game. I played Sorry, alright? And a motherfucker will hold a grudge after a game of Sorry. So, I'll be honest, I couldn't imagine, that it'd go over all the greatest. Trying to play fucking trying to play
I'm just saying,
Splatoon
If
with the family.
Just
in
you
any
get
game,
upset.
if you
Did you
fuck
piddle
me
with my
over,
shit,
I hold
bitch?
a grudge.
Um,
I
But yeah, I
definitely
guess I
hold a
could-
grudge if you fuck me over in any game.
I could definitely see it. That makes sense. Uh, crippling or wounding? Or target flinch?
It's all up to you, homeboy.
I'll run target flinch. I feel like that's more helpful.
Ah, God, fuck, fuck. Next is the best sim strategy game. We got Dune Spice Wars, Mario with Rabbids, Total War Warhammer 3, Two Point Campus, and Victoria 3. I didn't really care for any of these games, so I just kind of voted for Mario.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's just mostly how I felt about the game. I mean, like. Next up, we have the best sports and racing game. We have F122, FIFA 23, NBA 2K23, Gran Turismo 7, and Olali World.
Well, Lolly World.
Yep.
Bruh.
How is that a sports game?
I wish I knew.
Like lolly, like LOLI.
OLLIOLLI.
Okay.
Did I just hear someone saying the Trololo song?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I couldn't tell you, buddy.
Gone for 2 seconds, and y'all are already in here causing mayhem. Stop it. Children, I swear.
I really couldn't see FIFA being because I guess it's a sports game, so all they really do is just copy and paste. Call it a new game. It's just sports games.
What? Oh, sports games in general.
Yeah.
I voted for between FIFA 23 and Gran Turismo.
I can go one day or.
Yeah, I definitely have to say Gran Turismo over FIFA.
I mean, it's two separate things. I mean, you cannot compare a racing game that is constantly innovating its controls and mechanics of how you operate the car and what comes into play versus a game where you are kicking soccer. That's just it. I mean, it's been more or less the same game for 10 years. They might introduce a new thing here and there.
Okay, I'm hopping off
But
of
it's
this
mainly
game for
just
now.
It's mainly just the fucking graphics that get better.
I don't care for it.
Next up is for best multiplayer game of all time. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You having some?
Let's put it this way: I ate half of it because the rest of the
Wait, run that again.
We have for best multiplayer games of all time. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiversus, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I voted for Overwatch 2 because of the fact that Overwatch 2 is being played a lot.
Seeing as how I've never played any of those games ever, except for MW2, I'd have to say MW2 by default. Never played any of those other games.
Next one is the best adaptation, mostly saying the best show that was based off of video games. Arcane League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or Uncharted. I voted for Cyberpunk because I was on my fucking feelings, man. I was on my feelings.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's on Netflix. My nigga got like Rebecca.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually didn't really care for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Really didn't. I thought the acting was okay. You know, Jim Carrey is, well, he's Jim Carrey. I love him. Sonic is just doing stupid shit the entire movie as he did in the first one. He's a dumbass.
Yeah, I voted for Cyberpunk Edge Runners because it was pretty good. I mean, it was based off before, Cyberpunk happened.
I just hated how they did the Chaos Emeralds. Or the Emeralds in general. I hate what they did to them. Oh, hey, were we still playing Black Ops 2 later tonight?
Merc Mains.
Oh.
No.
Huh? I didn't say no.
No.
Oh, so
Next is the best esports game of all time. We have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, League of Legends, Rocket League, and Valorant. I voted for Rocket League.
obviously Rocket
Wait.
League. Nothing ruins my mental state more.
Best esports.
Esports.
Rocket
What's
League.
esports? Is esports and EA Sports two different things?
Yes. EA Sports
guess it's
represents
not EA
actual
Sports.
sports.
Now what
EA
was
Games is
the
what I'm thinking of.
now what was like all of the things? Cody, you wanna come join me, buddy?
We have Counter-Strike Global
Yeah.
Offensive,
Also, I figured out
Dota
why
2,
I'm like so quick to
League of
try to
Legends,
defend backwards.
Rocket League,
Okay.
and Valorant.
Yeah, Rocket League.
Give me just a second. I got like 4
Come on, I'm
kills
trying to be-
left to get
I'm trying-
with the
I'm trying to
suppressed
be Merc
pistol.
Mains together.
I don't know what to play. I'm bored.
That's one.
You do you, Cody, buddy. I just joined a Rocket League tournament.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I
you
just
guys
need-
are on Rocket League.
I believe I only need 4 more to finish out this mission.
I did
But I swear to God, if Cyberpunk Edge Runners don't get that achievement, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be quite upset. Because it had a good storyline, even though there was like 10 to 12 episodes. I mean, Rebecca was... Rebecca.
Thirsty ass Nick.
Look! Hear me out!
Thirsty ass boy.
No, just hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
Then goes silent again. Yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker.
No, Rebecca is sexy.
Thirsty.
She has that attitude.
Thirsty. Bro, she is literally like,
She is 21.
she's portrayed as like a little sister kind of fucking thing. You're
She is
fucking weird,
21.
bro.
She is 21, nigga. She is 21.
Regardless, like, her general, like, vibe and the way she would talk to the main character was more of like a bratty little sister, and you're fucking weird.
Look, you have no room to talk, Cody.
What do you mean he has no room to talk?
I'm not interested.
You fucked my sister, Tiny.
Yeah,
And she was bratty.
but she's not related to me.
She's not related to me.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
Fucking weirdo.
I think you're now the weirdo, Teddy.
What?
Is that why I broke up? Is that why?
How?
What the?
What do you mean how?
What is it?
Literally just-
Well, never mind.
I fucked his sister. She wasn't related to me.
What does that have to do with what? Wait, what?
Yeah, like that none of that correlates to fucking Rebecca from fucking Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Yeah, because
My boy.
the way that fucking Rebecca would like actually
Portray
hold on.
herself.
Let me
The
get
way
a
she
quick.
would portray herself was bratty. We get that. But
A
what he's
bratty
saying,
little sister.
and what he is saying is that was Tiny.
Yes,
And
but
you
Tiny's
fucked
not his
Tiny.
little
Yes,
sister.
but like she was the terminology she used. I don't know if you guys watch dub or sub, so it might like be different words. But in subbed, she would refer to him as like a distant relative. And she was a brat about it. So like she just gave off like little sister vibes, and I just couldn't. No, like the way I was reading it, it was almost like she was my fucking sister, my man. Nah, I can't do that.
There you go. Now that you've explained it, it makes more sense. But still, it doesn't correlate to.
I don't know if you
Becca.
guys watch
That's
dubs or sub, so it might be different. But
But
she
I'm
definitely
saying
uses.
that still shouldn't like that shouldn't make Snowball weird because he's
It's
saying
just like it's like him saying he was attracted to his own like distant little sister, kind of like
I don't have a
a
distant
cousin who
sister.
was like a little sister.
What the fuck?
If he were to say, "Oh, I was he was attracted to fucking Tiny," that'd be weird.
that
Because that's
would
someone
be
he's
weird.
seen as a
Yes,
sister,
that would be weird. but-
and that's kind of like how the main character saw Rebecca. This is what I'm getting at.
That doesn't mean Snowball's the main character. Cody.
Oh, I just fucking killed the teammate. God damn it. Anyway, it's just I don't know. It just feels fucking weird to like hear someone.
I think I don't know. I've gone back and forth so far. I don't
It's
think
just
Snowball's
weird hearing
good
someone
for-
be lustful of that kind of energy. That's all I'm saying.
the nuttiest thing that I could ever have been set up for in this game.
But yeah, I think that's it. Because I gotta go take a shower. Because I'm
He said, "I gotta wrap my head
He's
around
gotta go.
what's-
Yeah,
what else
he's gotta.
said."
He's gotta bleach his ears out.
No, because Rebecca's mine. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You need to see. Come on.
Snowball, just know I'm on both yours and Cody's side.
I appreciate that. Since Cody didn't want to be part of the Nationwide, because Nationwide's always on my side.
That's enough.
I
Always on my
hate-
side.
I hate that.
But yeah, thank
Basically-
you.
Physically makes me want to go shower with my toaster.
Well, yeah, thank you everybody for joining us in this and funny yet fucked up yet I don't know what the fuck you want to call it life that we have.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so if you want us to make more videos together, because I do know I'm thinking about doing more Dead by Daylight since the night's coming out in like a couple of days. Be sure to like and subscribe, you know, and oh yeah, we
Okay,
have a
good stuff.
Facebook group. So if you have some cool games you want to post, it's just type in on the Facebook, go to just Fate group, and we'll be right there. You should see a picture of Guts. I don't have an actual picture of our own logo because we haven't made a logo yet. So yeah.
Isn't Guts copyright?
Nope.
You're gonna
No.
get yourself a cease and desist notice.
Oh, they could kiss my ass about it.
Guts. Huge guts.
Oh, I know I'm fucking huge, baby.
What?
What?
But by the way, thank you everybody. This is the King of Fate. The rest of the Fate crew, we got Nauseous Potato, Dark Siders, and Mad Titan. We'll see you all next time. Remember, let fate decide your path. Yeet!
Yeet!
How do I go?